This is an Off the Tongue podcast.
I don't know, dude. Me either. No idea.
Welcome to Skate Mansfield.
What's up, Skate Mansfield? I'm BJ Price. That's not Adam McElroy because he's not here yet. Yeah. And we are joined today by
Rocky Tracy.
Rocky Tracy. What's up, dude?
What is
Welcome.
happening, man?
You know, I don't have, there's only 9 buttons on the thing here, so I can never have all of them because, like,
Right.
you know, I'd like the cheering, you know what I mean? Like what if I go over to, and it takes a second to switch between them. Adam always gets on me about all this, but then I have like, oh, hey,
thanks for having me, man. I really
yeah.
appreciate it, man.
But yeah, I have to go all the way over to a certain bank because it only has 4 banks, which is fun.
Right.
I mean, I love this thing, but I didn't go back to the right one. So everybody stand by. I'm gonna talk for a second. I'm gonna babble until I'm right where I need to. Nailed it.
Just drag on your sentence until you're at the right place.
That's kind of what you got to do.
Try to maintain.
So one
your
thing,
eye
like
contact,
in podcasting, doing both podcasts and then being on Adam's there for a while, it's I always razz my co-host about this all the time. Tim, is because he'll take a moment to think, and I'm like, it's an audio medium, you can't do that. So I hate it when I'm listening to a podcast and then you just hear, and then this, like, because you're like, oh crap, did it stop? Is someone calling me?
like,
What's
oh
going?
God, right,
It drives me nuts. So it's like you have to learn to just, no matter what you're doing, you're talking. Like if you're watching something on here and you're kind of talking about it as it's going, and just keep chatting. So I don't know, it's whatever. That's not important. What's important is skateboarding. And I'm trying to figure out what we should start with since Adam's not here yet, but we have a plethora of topics to talk about. Like how well versed are you with SLS?
I mean, like versed, I wouldn't say versed. I'm familiar.
Okay, so I
watched the last one pretty contently.
Okay, so yeah. So this year they've changed the format. So maybe we'll do skate news. We'll start with some news because the Where Was My Skate Park stuff, we need to have Adam here so we can chat about that because we're going to talk today. I'll give you a little we'll give a little preamble here about kind of what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the skate competition we just did.
All right.
The SMC, the Skate Mansfield competition, winter 23.
The biggest thing that happened. That
biggest thing in the world. We had that happen. So we want to talk a lot about that. Some other local type skate stuff.
Sweet.
What's coming up, what we're going to be doing come this spring and summer.
Interesting.
Then we got a lot of different, there's a new skate park being built in Sandusky, Orville too, but they've released the what do you call it? Not the
schematics.
No, that's not it. It's the I had it there for a second and then it went away. But it's the layout and stuff of what it's going to look like for Sandusky, so we can look at that and kind of give our opinions and stuff. I think it looks dope. I'm super excited. We got I got some good fails. I think I'm going to get Adam to give one of these fails a 10 because I know what triggers him, and I found one that I'm like, oh man, I think you might leave the show if I show this.
Does the board also break?
Board does not break.
Okay.
No, but there's at least 2 that I found. I'm like, oh, this is what Adam's PTSD is all about.
Right up.
So blueprints, that's good. Thank you, Chris. Chris just said that in the chat over here on Facebook.
I think I said blueprints.
You said schematics.
And then I said blueprint.
Did you? I wasn't paying attention to that.
We'll be able to find out if someone knows already.
Yeah. I feel like there's a different word that I was looking for, though.
I feel like that wasn't it.
Like almost like prototype or something. I don't know. It's not right either. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so we're going to look at all that stuff. And then we want to look at, right now, I want to talk a little bit of SLS. So the people who don't know, I'll give a little bit of background on how it works. But they had a big announcement recently that they're changing the format. So we'll get into some skate news here.
From around the world, it's the skate news you need to know.
this up here
I
so I
usually-
can see this stuff.
I usually watch the championships, and then like the season is kind of like I just hear about it.
Okay, I watch everyone and everybody.
And I
knows,
also just got back into skateboarding like
everybody knows in this house
a few
to.
months ago. For some reason, I had no idea that I loved skateboarding or something. Like I dropped it when I was 15. I had it. It was like a year and a half. I dropped the board for some reason. I like broke it and then moved out and just didn't get another one.
Okay,
And then like I got another one.
but you skated so you're 15 and you skated at Blueberry Fest or something.
Yeah.
You said that's where you met
Yeah,
Doug.
yeah, that was like my first year skating. That was when I was 15.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after it broke, you just kind of put it down and didn't.
Well, like I mean, I got a couple. Like I had broken a few. It was like every 6 months I'd break a board.
Oh, wow.
I was learning.
Hmm.
But then like I don't really remember exactly what happened. I moved out of my mom's house, and then I think I was just working and hanging out with my friends and doing all types of the wrong stuff and just not skateboarding at all. And then when I got with my wife now, when we were in our second place, I ended up having to, for some legal reasons, I ended up having to live at my mom's house. It was like some really stupid loophole that they got me with for a couple months. I had to live at my mom's house, and I was like, I need something to do. I started skateboarding again, and I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Okay.
And I only did it for a couple months because right when I moved back in with my wife, I mean, we were about to get married, and then a whole bunch of stuff happened. And then I found it in my trunk, and I was like, started shredding it. Oop, it was a 0. I broke it.
Oh, nice.
Put it on my wall, and I just got a Plan B for Christmas. And then like since Christmas, I've been skating like crazy. So it's like
nice.
for the last few years, I have. It's like been in the back of my head.
It's like very recent that
yeah,
you've
yeah.
gotten.
Just since Christmas, I started skating again.
Oh my god.
And now I'm like, dude, what? I haven't said like fakey nose grind in years. What like all these terminologies that I'm like remembering in my head, like it's crazy. It's blowing my mind.
I had no idea. I thought you'd been skating for a long time.
I just like completely like dropped it for no reason, and then I just randomly found it again just a few months ago.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and now I'm like super into it.
And it was
right when this picked up, and it was right when the group
yeah.
And now I got the Worcester skate shop on right now. I've never been to a skate shop,
so Worcester's been your first, huh?
Yeah, Worcester.
I was at TriStar.
Yeah, I want to go to TriStar so bad.
I was at TriStar yesterday because I wanted to see so the Etnies shoes that I wear to skate in, they're the I can't remember what they're called now. They're like the first like Sheckler ones that were designed. Okay. Those are my favorite. I have some black ones. They had red ones there, and I'm like, ooh, I have to have those because they don't have those on the website anymore in the red.
Right.
So we were up there. We took our kids to Dave and Buster's for the day, and I'm like, hey, TriStar's nearby. Is everybody cool if we run over there? I have to know if they have these shoes in my size. I just have to. They're like, yeah, it's whatever, it's fine. So we went over there, and they didn't.
Oh my God.
I was sad. I was ready. I'm like, last time I was here, I saw these shoes.
A size they were like a half a size off.
No, nothing. And I gotta have the right size to do some serious skating. So
right, if you're gonna skate them.
Yeah, but they didn't. But they also on the website they have like a forest green color now. I'm like, okay, I can't get the reds. I'm gonna do. What am I doing? We're on a video.
Like the thinner Etnies.
Yeah.
I like the puffier ones. Like
now, see, I could never get into those. Let me see if. I always forget that it's like, oh, we can just show people what I'm talking about.
Screens just everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. I got 3. It's not that crazy. Hold on, let's see if I can find the ones I'm thinking of. They're the boo shoes, the Marana. Is it Mariana? Marana? What is it? Oh, dude, Third Life. Oh, dude, Eric, what's happening? It's Drove Trophy sitting there. Oh, we're gonna get to that, Eric. You stand by.
Dude, I was looking at it, man. It is very crispy. And you might want to make sure it's still there when I leave.
Let's see.
I like that blue one.
The blue one is dope too. Here it is, the green one. Here's the other one. Here's the one I'm probably gonna buy because they don't have the red anymore.
The red would have looked nasty.
Look at that, dude. Because the sole was a different. It was a maroon, and then it had like a darker maroon.
It's like that,
for the sole.
Burgundy kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're so fire.
Yeah, those are really nice, man.
Yeah, all the colors they have are dope, but I think I'm gonna go for these green ones. I like the greenies.
Did you see those Jordan skate shoes?
Yeah, dude. I can't. Who's gonna buy those and skate those? Yeah. I mean, I guess if you have like expendable income and you're just like whatever, I'd skate these. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of these other ones are okay, but they just ain't me. You know.
Right.
Those green ones I think are dope. There's these brown
Brown ones
ones.
are all right.
Those are, I mean, they're all right. And I like that blue.
Dude,
Look
I
at
really
that
like
blue
the-
around it.
Yeah, I think the blue is sweet, but I think the blue on the outside is way cooler. And I like the Jocelyn's. I was looking into before I got.
I have a pair of the Jocelyn's. I don't like them.
Jocelyn's. Really?
I'm like, this is the most I've ever spent for a shoe. Oh, look, dude, these are $60
Yeah,
on
see, that's
sale,
the thing.
baby.
They were expensive. That's why I seen the
$61.99.
Those look.
Okay, these are dope looking. I do like these shoes.
I might get those.
I'm telling you, these are the best shoes I've ever had. Because I've had them for
I do
10.
So many kickflips, man.
Yeah, they came out like 10 years ago. I've had them since they came out.
I'm on my second pair of laces.
Greener Grass Podcast approves of green shoes. Absolutely, you do, Jackie. How you doing? How you living? So yeah, that's how did we get talking about shoes? I don't remember. No, that was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. It's like, well, we should have talked about the craziness of kind of how we met. Like you messaged me or something, and then you said I want to have a concert or something at the Lexington skate park.
Yep.
And then I told Adam, I'm like, there's this kid. He wants to do this. He's got it. You know, he has a rap group. They're gonna. I felt really old saying that. Rap group. I sound like
It was a rap group.
Okay, can you say that? Is that
Conglomerate?
a conglomerate? Right. Let's go. If I got Facebook up and then people are messaging me. Sorry.
CDM,
So we all heard that. I got a message. So you hit me up and I'm like, he's like, is this guy legit? I'm like, I don't know. He just messaged me and you needed something.
baby.
I was getting you something and we met at the park. Like you were there putting up signs, right?
Yeah, and we were going to talk about
Yeah.
where you guys wanted to set up.
Exactly.
versus how
So
much
yeah, that's what it
equipment you
was. Because you wanted to set up and be able to perform.
We were going to do it on the 2 quarters we were going to perform, but we got rained out. What
Dude,
would have
it was-
happened would have been awesome.
It was raining so hard and consistently.
Yeah, we still showed up.
We made it
across the
happen.
street.
Across the street
Shout
in
out
that
to
little
you for still
pavilion.
showing up, man. That was awesome.
I was like, because I told Adam, I'm like, you know what? I gotta support this kid. I just feel like I have to. I don't know. I'm going.
Here we are, man.
And here we are. That's just
The
that's
fact
so
that you showed up,
bonkers.
dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, dude. It was
when I
great
seen you,
too.
I was like, dude, there's no way because it was weird when we showed up, like at the Lex Park when I first met you.
Yeah.
I was like, because I don't know this guy
Yeah.
at all. I just seen the Skate Mansfield thing, and I was like, dude, this is something I should totally like have been a part of, and I haven't been. So if I'm gonna do something at the skate park, I'm gonna reach out to whoever these guys are because they're obviously, whether they have any like grasp on anything right now or any control or power or leverage right now, like
We're getting
they could, you know, like these
Yeah.
are the only people doing it. So I was like, I don't care if I don't know him or not. I'm gonna reach out to him, see what he says. And you were all for it, and I was like,
Yeah.
Mary, I was like, I'm gonna meet this guy, and then you were all for it, and so
It was one of those things where you're like kind of skeptical at the moments like, man, it's pouring rain. Do I still go? Because when you said the pavilion, I thought we were going to be at the park underneath the little one that they had there.
right.
So I was there and no one was there. And I'm like, all right, I guess this is. And then you had
okay.
called me and you're like, we're over here.
yeah, dude, because we had more space. We wouldn't have had
was
enough
so
space,
funny.
man.
And it was, I was texting Adam that whole time. He's like, you got to tell me what the scene's like. I'm like, there's some people here. There's some other people like selling some shirts. He's selling shirts. People are buying stuff. And
It was legit, man. Nobody believed it, but it was legit.
It was legit. I'll give you that. And here's the thing is I always give, like, I'm big on honesty and honest opinions of everything. Like my wife for a while would say things like, she's like, oh, I can't trust you. You're my husband or whatever. And I'm like, that's not fair. I give the most honest opinion all the time. I will always tell you if that doesn't look good on you, I'd be like, I would choose something different. Or you've got this wrinkle. I don't think it looks good. That type of stuff. It's just to be loving. But the one thing I was telling him, I'm like, okay, the guys that are in it with him don't seem as confident. Like Rocky has that confidence, that star confidence that is just like you were born to be up there. That's what it felt like.
I really appreciate that.
And like I'm like Rocky's doing really well. The other guys seem really shy or just like kind of. It's definitely it was just the confidence that you could just tell.
Well, like I got to be like that all the time because I'm like loud constantly. So like it's a problem even in my own house. Like I'm just talking and it's like turn it down, man. But like number one, that's how I am with everything. Number two, Trevor was supposed to be there.
Right.
There was
Did he
another
have to
person.
work or something?
No, he was
or-
like, man, no one's gonna show up. We're getting rained out. We might as well.
And he
know,
just
not."
bailed?
And me and him kind of got in like an argument about
Yeah.
it. So like the other guys were kind of like feeling probably some of that vibe
Sure.
from that, and like I kind of knew and had set up everything that was coming, whereas like Mark didn't know anybody, so
Yeah.
it was more like nerve wracking for him. And like the music that he recorded, we did a show in Piqua literally like 3 weeks before that. And
Okay.
like going up to the show, I found out like 4 weeks before we were gonna do that show, and so I'm like, hey guys, I'm doing this show. If you guys want to be a part of it, I mean, like if I eat, we all eat. So like
Yeah.
we can split the slot, and you guys can be on every track. But we didn't have any tracks, so we had to write and record all of this new music. And from me, I already had some songs that
Sure.
I've done. Like I know by my heart, I know in my head I could do any time a cappella. But like Mark wrote 3 or 4 brand new songs that were 3-4 minutes long,
Wow.
and so he was like trying to remember his lyrics in
That's-
in that
so-
scenario was just like.
Because I was asking Adam, I'm like, hey man, I don't go to a ton of rap shows. I'm like, they're playing like the actual track of them,
Yeah.
not just the beat. Is that common? He's like that
I
is
always
common.
thought they would play the beat, but when
Yeah.
I went to that Piqua show, that was my first one ever.
Yeah.
They played the tracks, and when I
Okay.
did the show in Diamond Studios, with Royalty Reborn Entertainment for Royalty Fest,
Yeah.
it was the same thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because the only other ones
Like- And,
listen.
it doesn't sound as good almost.
I'm a
to me.
rock and metal guy, and so I've been to a lot of those. But I've also been, I go to Vaughn. Shout out to Vaughn. He's right there. I see him. I see you in here. Best rapper alive on the pod. Look at him right here. He's right there.
Dude,
But
I appreciate that, man.
I've seen Vaughn a ton of times, and Vaughn has had it where because he has a lot of features. So like he'll have his feature play, and then he does his own part with nothing behind him. But I've also I've seen Spose live, and he was amazing. But he has a live band behind him. when he
Right.
does it.
See, when you're doing live music, I also think that's way cool.
Yeah,
because
and
it's
then
happening right there.
MC Chris I've seen like 3-4 times, and he just has his beat and stuff too. So I mean, I just didn't know what was coming because I don't go to a ton of them.
And I'm like, I've been writing music for a long time, so I feel like, oh yeah, dude, I can rap like crazy. I've got
Mhm.
bars like crazy, but like this, the performing and like the studio stuff and like the collabing with other artists, I'm like super wet behind the ears. So like, I didn't know about it either. To me, I'm like, I'd rather just play the beat, and I've got more songs than I have recorded. You know, I could go on forever if we just play the beat. You know,
That's
but, like,
awesome.
we play the song, and what I noticed is I sound a lot different when I'm giving
Yes.
it my all, trying to do it all. Than
Yeah.
when I'm like in the studio by myself, trying to make sure I'm not getting too much latency and feedback.
Yeah.
You know, like so then it's like, oh my gosh, if the pitch is different, it almost doesn't sound as good. I'd rather you just play the beat.
That was
or
another.
in some parts of the song, I'm just supposed to kind of let it happen a little bit and come back to it, so I can really just ad lib myself. You know, like it's really.
And I think that it does. Like you sound different live than your recorded stuff, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what kind of compression and all that stuff that he puts in because he sounds way different live.
Yeah.
And it's not bad, but
Dude, I want to revamp my whole recording stuff. And shout out to Von Doom for working on that, because like we're with you, man.
yeah, dude,
a lot of
he's gonna
people
blow
on
up
that.
this hip hop scene. You know, you had a live band once, Vaughn, and I've got that video somewhere. It's on my computer. We did like a tiny desk concert type thing here in my basement. This was 2 years ago, but we did it live on Twitch. So my band played,
Okay.
and then Vaughn was the headliner because he was the only one who said he would do it. But he was the
Dude,
first.
that
He
is
was also
awesome.
the first I asked, and the only one who would do it.
That is sweet.
And so he did a set, and then his last song, I'm like, Vaughn, do you have a song that Mike and I can play? And then you rap to it. And he said, yeah. So we had Nagare Boshi, I think is the one that we did. And so Mike and I are behind him playing. Like we came up with it because it was mainly just a beat, but we came up with
Like the filler riff.
yeah, kind of like he just Mike came up with a riff just like brink brink, and it just had a lot of like reverb and stuff on it.
That's awesome.
And then I had like a drum fill type thing that I did, but it was so much fun. I really want to do one of those again with like a few more bands, just like the tiny desk style here in my basement. Like I ran.
Invite
There
me
was
to that.
oh, absolutely, you guys can come, absolutely. But I had like headphones run, like I did it all through this. It's writing to the SD card too slow. Well, hopefully everything records in here okay. but I had run headphones from this to everybody who was here, so we all just had headphones on. It probably sounded so bonkers outside.
Yeah, outside of that world, it was like a bunch of crazy people in a circle.
But it was a blast. We had a good time doing that. But I'll have to do that. So, can you give all your credentials real quick, and we'll give them to Adam to put in the check the episode description for all of Rocky's stuff. But let him have it. Hit him with it. What do you need?
Okay.
What do they need to know?
So it's Rocky Tracy on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all platforms for the one song that I have out now, and then all my music from now on is going to get released on all platforms. It'll be Rocky Tracy or Rocky T if you can find it. And then Cash Boy Mafia Productions, 1517 on YouTube, and Cash Boy Mafia Productions on Facebook. That is going to be where you find the other artists' stuff as well. So
Okay.
Like Trevor and Young Rewinds and Dat Boy Solo, when they get their stuff together, it'll probably be coming out on that page. Even if they have their own separate page.
Sure.
If we're kind of trying to like the
You're using that as like we have Off the Tongue Podcast Network, right?
Right.
So that's where Greener Grass is. That's where Teach a Dummy's at. That's where Skate Mansfield's at. That's where Average AF Podcast. But we
kinda
have
like where we're branded from.
Yes, that's
that was kind of the idea behind it. But we got to dust off some of the things, get back to the lab, and figure it out. But yeah, Rocky Tracy, Cash Boy Mafia, on everything. It'll be the same all the way.
Okay.
And I'm working on a lot of stuff right now. It's just been skateboarding so much, man. I can't get in the studio.
That's what we like. That's what it's about,
so
man.
much.
And I was so like, I think I remember when I told Adam, I said something like, I'd have to go back through the thread and be like, oh, we're gonna be good friends, like just because. And he's like, what? I'm like, dude just kick flipped right after his verse.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. The fact that I landed that, dude, I have that video and it was on beat and everything. I was like, that was it. That was the moment that I needed. I don't care if it wasn't the Madison Square Garden.
It was so perfect. I'm like, he just stomped a perfect kick flip.
It was bolts, man. And I just started skating again too. So it was like the odds of me landing it.
It was so fun. Like I'm like it was hard not to like stand up and cheer. I'm like, this was bonkers. Man. It was I was just so taken aback by like just the whole thing and everything that was going, because there was so like DIY, sound issues and
oh my gosh, dude, I rented a generator from Ace Hardware. I put the tarp up. I had like stapled it to the thing behind. I was trying.
You were trying so hard.
We had got tables for the merch, man.
Yeah, no, it in its own little way, it worked.
Yeah,
it worked. If it wasn't pouring rain,
it was just enough for our relationship to start, man.
Yeah, and that's what it was, man. That's it, that we got called to do that. So now here we are.
Even if the only thing I got out of that day was that kickflip, I was like, that moment was sweet. I couldn't believe that I landed way on that. It was so flat ground. It was so mob. It wasn't nice.
Yeah,
but like
because the rain was coming in, we kept slipping out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was awesome.
It was cool.
It was really good. Go check his Facebook page and stuff for videos of that.
When we do it again in the summer. Imagine if Flex is skateable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gonna get crazy.
It's actually gonna be like a huge thing, man.
So. I think so. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So so go check out Rocky everywhere. He's always putting out verses on Facebook. I primarily do Facebook because I'm a boomer.
Yeah, dude.
And
I don't my Instagram is super dusty. I haven't touched it. I've never had a Twitter. I don't have TikTok. I refuse to be that ADHD.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I don't like.
You're fine.
Not anybody watching. Like I just got Snapchat and I only added my wife because I just want to use it as a messenger for her.
Yeah.
Just so I can send.
Hey,
what's up? And this is what I'm doing right now. But like I don't want anybody else to contact me on that. You know, like
exactly.
I'll turn my phone off and like not answer it for days sometimes.
Wow.
It's like
that's cool. I wish I could do. I mean, I use it so much for work and everything that man, I wish I could disconnect like that.
The more you're on it, though, the more you can be successful on your phone, and the more you can do, the more you can outreach, the more you can connect, and the more you can post and make it look nice. But like, the more you can live your life if you get off of your phone. Man.
Yeah, and then there's kind of give and take with it. I talk about this all the time. Is like there's so many people on their phone or taking videos of what they're doing and everything. I'm like, you're not living the moment.
Right.
But so I don't like a lot of times when I'm doing stuff with my kids and everything, I don't record it or anything, but some of my favorite things to look at is to go back through my videos and see videos of my kids.
Yeah.
So it's
you gotta
I'm an
take
idiot.
a picture real quick.
Yeah, I gotta do it real quick because I don't want them to be like, oh, let me see your phone. I want to take video. I'm like, I don't want all that. I want us to be in this moment.
And Doom is right. I gotta get on my Instagram and make a new one, and then and start it up. I really need to like pay attention to that and build it correctly and get my socials right. But
So-
other than that, man, I thought you were gonna blow the hip hop scene up.
He's going to.
So,
Dude,
if Facebook's
Curse of
all like
Man
that,
right
man, I'm
now,
counting
everybody.
on you, man, yeah.
I did a real
To calm,
real-
man.
dude. It's Curse of Man is awesome. You got to go listen to it. It's great. Go to Bandcamp. Yeah, that's right. That's the one you got to go to.
Yeah, when is
Anyway.
it gonna be out on all streaming platforms, man? I mean, that's probably not your information to release right now, but I'm
He's
looking forward
talked
to that
about it. He's got plans for it. He has very dope plans. He says for it.
very quickly.
It's he's got a like kind of a rollout method.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the,
and it
the way
makes
you
sense
get
too.
the
I
most
really
money
like,
is
I really
Bandcamp.
like and appreciate the way that he rolled this album out, man. Because
Mhm.
I've never rolled an album out before, and I think I'm gonna do something similar. And like, I don't know if I'm stealing that from you or if I'm just following.
I steal everything
your-
from Vaughn
your-
because he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and it sounds really good, man. It sounds really well. Like
Yeah,
my
he's-
music doesn't sound that good at all. Like,
He is an excellent producer. I could go on for days. He's awesome.
and I just
Love
watched
him.
that. I just watched that Lambo Swerve Killer B video that he shot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, did you see that?
I haven't watched that video. No.
I watched. Was it the whole thing? Was it only a couple minutes long? Because I only see a couple minutes of it. And I think it's only a couple minutes long. But that looked pretty good, man. I'm like, I'm gonna go probably to Doom for my next video, man.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, like, I really liked the way Don Cartel shot my last video, and he did that on a giveaway, man. But like,
Sure.
Doom's been so active on the Facebook, man, and like giving back to Skate Mansfield and things,
Oh, yeah.
things that I support, even though that it's been like friends of friends. So I'm like, I feel
Yeah,
like
Vaughn and
wanna
I
give
have.
back
I don't know.
to that
We've
community, man, because
he's been supportive of everything. Like he's been on Teach a Dummy like twice, and he redid like the Teach a Dummy theme. He redid it for us. Like,
and he's editing the SMC right now.
that's right. That's what
awesome.
he's working on that right now, and
Man of
it's
many talents, man. And have you seen his cartoons? I know that's not what he wants me to call them, probably.
the comics. His
Yeah,
comics are dope. Every time those come out, I'm like, ooh, the new issues.
I just see what he puts on Facebook, man. But it all looks dope, man. You're definitely getting zoned in.
Yeah,
So,
he's good at what he does. We love him, and he has done nothing but support this group. Ladies and gentlemen, live and in person, back from surgery, back from work, back from jumping somebody's car so they could go home too. It's Adam McElroy. Whoa. Saw dude. Saw dude. Get your mic on there. He's got to dance around a bit.
Brown.
He's got to dance around a bit. Let him dance. He's here.
Chip.
We were just about to talk. We just got. I'm so disorganized.
Oh,
You know
am
me.
I off, bro? Oh no, I'm just low. I'm just.
Oh
low.
yeah. You want
Offer low, man.
there and there. How's that? How are the
Love
headphones?
it.
How's
Love
everything?
It. Beautiful.
Nice, dude. First try. Let's go. So we were just
Second
chatting.
try, but whatever.
You're gonna be so mad when you edit this and you see it's like, oh, he's talking about this and he's hitting buttons weird and he's being weird again.
And he's complaining
then
about how Adam doesn't like it.
Well,
And then I was like, oh, you know what? We're going to talk about these things. We're kind of waiting on Adam. Let's talk about, the new SLS format and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
didn't get to
squirrel
that.
brained it. Yeah, we haven't even talked about it
oh,
yet.
I don't mind, dude. Do your thing.
Yeah, but we gave all of Rocky's credentials, everything he's been doing, how we met. I forgot about the crazy story of how we met.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That
weird.
remember the rain and the concert he wanted to do at the skate
Oh,
park
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
so we talked a lot
Wow.
about that.
Yep.
And
yep.
because I'm like, oh man, I forgot about it. He's just been skating since Christmas. Like that's
Wait.
he just got back into it.
Like, I mean, I started
crazy,
when I was
right?
15.
Well, right.
I skated for like a year and a half, and then I stopped.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna be 25 in July.
You are a very talented person.
Right.
I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
it's bonkers.
I feel like I'm way like all the things that I had. I mean, I had a few more flip tricks when I was a kid because I
Sure.
was paying attention to it all the time. But now I'm like way more willing to hit the handrail. I'm way more willing
Yeah.
to put my feet on the double flip. I'm way
Oh,
more
we all
willing to,
saw.
like, jump
I was
on
gonna
there.
say the commitment is.
Dude, monkey flipping
Another
over
level.
that A-frame rail,
Yeah.
trying to 50-50 up at front shove out.
Dude.
If you'd have landed that, I think it would have broke the
I-
entire contest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so close.
By the way, Third Life upcycling.
Yeah, he's here, man. He's in here, Eric's in here.
You'll learn my Red Bull habits.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
and that's a big one too, man.
I
That's not
haven't-
no puny one, man.
First of all, I haven't had one today. I just got one when I left work because I was dying. And this is for you guys. It's not for me. So
That's true.
Right.
maybe you shouldn't.
He's doing it for
judge,
you.
know?
Yeah.
I'm
back.
just playing.
Doug's in here. Doug Brown, ladies
What
and
up?
gentlemen. What's up, dude?
Shout out Jackie.
Yep. Always shout outs, Jackie.
Yeah, what up?
We gave the shout outs to the podcast network. We gave the shout outs to the everything. So we're in it now.
Doug.
You know what we should do is we should pivot and let's not even talk about SLS. Let's get to that
Maybe
new
do
drop
something else.
that I made for the
Okay.
Where's My Skate Park, and let's talk the local stuff. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. Let's try. Let's see how it goes.
From around
Nope,
the
wrong
world.
one. Dang it.
It
So
did
close.
not
Time out.
go well.
Hold on. I forgot I moved it because I had to move them all. I have to wait till this thing shuts up. Oh, boom. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do it now. This is the right button.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Where's my
Skate Park.
It's got a little music behind it. It's got a little bit. It's got a little kazoo.
I like it.
The
I like
kazoo's
it.
good.
I like it. I enjoy it. Okay. We can
It's-
we can make that work. Yep.
Boom. Yes. I worked way too hard on that one again too. Late at night, whatever.
Late
So
Well, so I just want to say too, because I did see that you posted it, that you were working on it, and that's very cool. And you posted what, like 3 different layers to it or something?
I have like 5 layers on it now.
Okay. Well, I just want to see Vaughn's edit for the
Oh yeah.
because, dude, for the other podcast, I mean, I get 7 layers deep regularly, so I can just imagine what Vaughn's Premiere or whatever program he uses. I just want to see a screenshot of that.
Vaughn says
Okay,
BJ is a composer.
Yeah.
Is a composer we deserve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Vaughn,
Alright.
send me a screenshot of what you're working with. I just want to. Well, that. Let me rephrase. Send me a screenshot of the edit, just because I'm curious of all the layers and stuff. Because I was originally obviously gonna edit it, and then thankfully, Vaughn and Caleb offered, and I was like, thank you so much,
Yeah.
because I really don't want to.
Right.
I'm a decent editor, but they
Mhm.
actually know how to actually
Dude,
edit.
I'm really
so-
excited, man.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he did message me today. He says that the edit should be done tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll have it posted maybe Thursday.
Okay,
Maybe we'll roll it out Thursday,
sweet.
and then well, I mean, I don't know if we should roll out Thursday or Friday. I don't. We'll talk about that later, but it'll
Yeah,
be
that's-
done, and we'll have it out there to the masses. Sam can calm
By the
down.
time you're seeing
Yeah,
this, it should
Sam,
be out.
don't
We'll say
piss
that.
your pants.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Come on. No, so we had the Skate Mansfield competition
Yeah.
2023 winter session. Man, we're bad at naming stuff. I'm bad at naming stuff.
Mansfield Games.
I don't
Skate Mansfield.
know. I mean, like the like stuff is
contest
going to
or
be
competition.
contest or competition, and we called it SMC for short.
Yeah, I like SMC though.
Yeah, that's not
but,
bad, right?
But then, yeah,
like
the,
SLS.
the Lexington one would be the Lex game.
yeah, that's gonna
Okay.
be the
That's
Lex
probably
case
what you're
when we
thinking
do
of.
that.
But yeah, man, I'm just gonna say, like,
I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna run through this and we can talk through it because this was the edit that Vaughn's done so far.
Yeah.
And
soft, too.
there's my big dumb face talking. Come over here. So
I will say this.
kind of making me smaller so
I-
we can see what's going on.
I've said this multiple times on Facebook and everywhere, but like, this was the coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this was just so much fun.
Oh, it was such a blast being able. The one thing that I did notice, which will be kind of better if we get to do something here. There goes Rocky, look at him go, and there goes Sam. But we're getting like a new sound system in that gym,
Okay.
and it's gonna get painted. We're doing all sorts of stuff.
Nice.
We're doing redoing the floor, like doing another epoxy on the floor.
Nice.
So it'll
nice.
be dope if we get to do it again. It'll be dope.
Did you
Yeah.
already get all those obstacles into the?
No, so that's coming up. That's going to be what we talk about here as well, because we have to get those into storage.
Okay.
But just kind of wanted to. Vaughn was so nice to shoot this whole thing, edit it. Caleb shot too. I know that there goes Micah. What's up, Micah? Look at him, dude. Got that big getting on there, dude.
I was really impressed with like the kids and how much
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they got better.
I
from the
was-
Yes.
first day, man.
I was impressed with the hype of the crowd for
Mm.
the first heat.
yeah.
I was like, yes, like this is exactly what we wanted.
Right.
I loved
100%.
it. And then there's one coming up. I think it's either like the next trick or this one right here.
Yeah,
it
he
was
was
Dane 50-50.
that was his last
man.
try, I
And
think,
he's like,
too,
yeah,
wasn't
it was his
I
last
love-
try.
I love the stoke on that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Just the pure excitement.
When
I
I
was like,
watched
this is perfect.
This
Yeah.
preview for the first time, that part right there made me so happy because
Yeah.
I remember standing in the stands
Yeah.
when that happened,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was freaking out. Man,
Oh,
because
dude,
that
half
was
cab nose last,
the
dude.
fifth try.
Kickflip in time.
Yeah.
That was within time.
Yes. Adam was our official
Yep.
timekeeper.
Yep. Man.
Dude, it was just,
Caleb was going pretty hard too.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
for sure.
Like, if he caught that impossible, there were several.
Yeah.
If Ted or Blind
And-
Johnson, if he caught that freaking,
Fakey nose grind
Yeah.
front shove out.
yeah,
That would have been it.
that would have shut it down too. There was
I
a
also-
lot.
I got a video of Gunner doing a half cab heel for his best trick. I'm
Dude.
like,
Yeah.
he's 12, man.
Yeah,
I learned how to half cab heel like a couple weeks ago.
I've
I
never
wish-
learned how to have cap heel.
I
I
wish
did
we
one.
would have
so I won't
got.
even say that I learned it. Like I did
Yeah.
one.
I wish we would have got Sam's wall ride.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
I like
yes.
wasn't looking. I heard and the wall ride, and I was like, dude,
Well,
what?
he-
But here's the thing.
He tried it first and then didn't land it fully. So I was like, Sam, do that again. And I was like, you guys got to watch this real
and we
quick.
did.
yeah.
And he went
And-
up the is it
The-
land
the
wave?
land waves,
Yeah, and just
and he
And I was
got
like,
should have never
he
put it
got
on the
so
wall.
far
Sam.
up the wall.
he
too.
got up there. Yeah, and I was like, should I even shout this out? He's riding on the wall. But I was
No,
like,
it
it's
was
brick.
dope.
It's,
That's
it's
the brick
cement.
wall.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
why I
it's
put
fine.
those ramps over on that wall. We
Yeah.
were good. If he'd have gone through the drywall, it would have been bad.
I was
but-
just like the level of creativity to pull off that trick
Yeah.
on that ramp in that setting. Like, I had to give it to him personally.
Sam's a dope skater. I went to Willard and skated with him,
uh-huh.
and he's like, he skates that park like it's nothing, man. I
Well,
don't
he
wanna
skates
come out.
everything like it's
But
nothing, man.
Isn't that his home park?
That's his
Is
home
that Where
park.
he's, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's from Willard, so
Yeah.
and it's oh dude, it was a blast. So here's the one thing about the competition that we gotta chat about
Yeah.
quite a bit. It's like anybody that I've told that I won, they're like, did you?
Look.
So I mean, I
Yes.
want to hear from you guys. Should is this legit or not?
Yeah. I would say so.
I mean, the judges won you first, and Jackie was a wild card judge, so we knew that going into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was like she could have given somebody a 10 because they had. a
I
dope
would
shirt on.
say
Yeah.
what
Well, one thing that I
ahead.
think you deserve credit for is like you nailed those lines, man. Like
That's true.
you didn't
I
fall
wanna see
once.
those.
Like even when I look back on the lines that I thought I did really good on, I still like, okay. And then I tried two tricks. I tried a fakie big spin and a kickflip that I didn't land.
Mm.
Like I landed
Right.
my whole original line, but then within that line there were still tricks that I didn't land. So I didn't see like Sam's as much. Like I didn't get to watch him do that board slide. I didn't see that till it was in the preview because
I think that was the board slide in his
But
line, or was that
if-
a best trick? I
I
couldn't
think
remember.
that was in his
That was
line.
in
I
his
think that
line.
was his first run, if I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
mistaken.
like,
like he
because
opened.
I didn't
with
see
that.
it,
Yeah,
but,
that's
like,
right.
it was definitely close. What I'll come out with is that the three people who I think should have got in the top three got in the top three. So it
Mm.
could have gone me, you, Sam, you, me.
Gotcha.
Sam,
I
you,
agree with
you.
that,
Like I think
yeah.
that would have been okay.
Well,
with me.
I kept. Is anybody interested in what their score was?
Dude, yes, I thought it was gonna be like score, like you know,
Okay,
like
so that's
okay,
kind
so
of-
this is gonna be the thing to beat.
Yeah,
We can do that easily. Get an
Yes.
I hear
iPad,
you.
get
Yeah,
a
I hear you.
TV, HDMI.
and we can have that in there. We can do this wherever we do this
Right.
again.
yeah.
But so all right, hold on. Let me find it.
I will say
second
while
here.
you're
Here we
looking
go.
at that, I will say what I thought won you the competition was what I'll say is the Evan Smith effect. Is the speed, the energy you were putting out, and then when you were doing tricks, they were usually combos too. It
Oh.
was like a stall to a rock to a revert
Oh,
or
gotcha,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like I think the collection of those three just built the hype to put you at the top.
It
too.
looked the smoothest. I got
Yeah.
off my board at the end of each side. You know, like I
Yeah.
come over here, get up,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really take any points off.
No,
but
no,
it
no.
looks different than someone who's skating
Yeah.
the whole
They
time.
actually
you know,
recently
like-
said that at SLS, I believe. Like, they were like, for me personally, I just like when people don't come off the board at all.
They
Yeah.
Like-
stay on it and they just do a 5-0 across
Right.
instead of getting up and
Right.
you know. But like Chris Jocelyn trying to do a big spin over the gap in the middle of his line,
Right.
he's like, I gotta go.
Yeah, he's got to get on my board. Yeah,
Right,
I was
right.
thinking that exact same thing. But then you have someone like Mark Suchu for transitioning over to that bank that he did on that one
Right.
stop where he would do that weird
And
tail slap and
You
get
did,
up over.
yeah. You did that transition from the quarter to the huge
the
kicker.
bank.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
final. That was like the final trick of the whole thing too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you were going
was
big.
good
That's the
skating,
thing.
yeah.
So Rocky's scores here. Your first run you had a 25. Your second run you had a 26. Possible
So
out,
how
out of
does-
30.
Out
Out
of
of
30?
Out of 30.
Okay.
So a 25 and a 26.
26 on your runs. You
That's
you
good,
landed.
dude. That's 8s and 9s.
Yeah.
I say,
usually.
where's the 9
So you
club?
got 997 and then 998.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm not sure how Asher put those in, but that's what it says here. So then you landed trick 2 and trick 5, and you got all 9s for trick 2, which was a 27.
So you,
and
I mean,
then-
that's a high score.
It was a
and then
50,
your
50 fresh
fi-
shove out, man. I was
Yeah,
happy about
and your fifth trick you had 989, which was 26.
that. Yeah, front
So those were your
45.
two highest.
That's a great. I mean, those
And
are
so you had
phenomenal
53.
scores.
Yeah.
And then Sam was 113. Okay, so Sam's first run
That means
was
it's all really close.
9. It was
Yeah.
998.
So wait, real
I'm
quick
sorry,
for
sorry.
Rocky. What are the top two that we took? The top two, right?
27 and a 26.
Okay,
so we had
so
53.
we're going 53. Okay, yep.
So then 113.
'Cause-
and Sam is 113. Yeah. So he had his first run was a 26. His second run was a 27. And then he had he landed trick 2 and trick 4, and he got a 25 and a 28. So
had
he
a
ended with
27
55.
And a 28.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's 53, 55.
And then I was 115, and my first run was a 27. My second run was a 29. And then I landed trick 2 and trick 5. My trick 2 was a 27. What did I do for my... I don't even remember what my first trick was.
I don't know.
Your
Um,
second line. Did you got 2 10s on your second line?
Yeah, I did. I got 2 10s on my second line, and then my final trick, that transfer, that 180 to the bank,
Watch live.
was a 29.
I don't know
So I had a
if
29 and a 29, which gave me a 58
53, 55,
and 58. So they were all very,
They're very
close.
close. Yeah.
Um,
Sam,
next
close your app and
closest-
reopen it. It should work. I was watching it earlier.
oh,
Oh, mobile browser. Try on the app, bruh.
on the app, bruh.
Yeah, try on the Facebook app, bruh.
So yeah, that's where those landed. So
It's very close.
Yeah.
it was very.
I mean,
close.
to get third place and get what, a 55 out
Yeah.
of 60. I mean,
it would have been nice to be
Yeah,
able to do like
53.
the scores and stuff, because it would have been fun to see.
Right. Like,
oh,
okay, I got to.
'Cause at the
okay, a
end-
board side's not going to cover it. I got to kickflip front board.
yeah.
But also, it could have hindered, because that last trick, the last trick I did, which was the last trick of the competition, like if I had already won, which I would have had a 29 and a 27, we may have been tied.
That'd
no,
be 56.
6.
Yeah.
So I would have won. Would I have like really gone for it on that last trick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I stuck that last trick, which
I
felt
think-
really good.
Yeah.
That was more
Well,
so.
that's-
Let's close
I
this
mean,
out right.
That comes down to Nyjah Houston victory lap. You know what I mean? It's the same
Yeah.
idea. So I do think it would be good to incorporate the scores moving forward. It's very
Yes,
easy
I
to
agree.
do. All we got to do is like pull up an Excel sheet on an iPad.
Well, yeah,
and
that
then-
and then put those in.
Even
But
if
but
we
we
had the
also
dry erase
that's why I
boards,
had
like-
that's why I had the dry erase boards. That's what I
8.
wanted them to do, is hold it up. But it was again, this was our first attempt,
was
so we
moving
didn't.
quick,
It
yeah.
was, so there was no. I don't know. Anyway,
Let me tell you that your first attempt at a skate competition, which went much better than my first attempt at a skate competition, which we were talking about earlier.
well, it could have. Well, did it? It was raining.
yeah, there was
it
no
was
competition.
raining, but I had.
well, right.
But we were inside. So, for the first heat, the winners were. Sorry, hold on. 111 was Kale. Kale won with a 53.
Yeah.
So his first run was a 24. Second run was a 26. He only landed his first trick, but got a 27 on that. And then second was 110, which was Zane Axelson. Shout outs. He had a 51. So it was 53, 51, and then third was a 48, which I forget who it was. Who was that? For number 109, it was Owen. Yeah, Owen.
Now I will say too,
It was all close.
and this is just, I mean, honestly, if we want to get down to it, this is human nature. It'd be interesting to be a judge in this kind of scenario because you go from first heat, basically little kids for the most part, and you want to give them good scores, right? But then you see Rocky come out and kill it, and you're like, should I also give that an 8 or a 9? And then it's like, but what is a 10? Like they don't.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
I have to watch a couple people skate.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
that's why it's always hard to go first, which I give Micah like huge props for going first in the overall competition.
Didn't seem phased at all.
Yeah, I think he locked in and went with it, and I thought he had good runs and everything. I was really impressed, but I could tell he came up to me. He's like, "Is there any way I can't? Like, I don't want to go first." I'm like, "None of us want to go first."
Right.
So I'm like, "This is good for you."
Yeah.
I like it that I didn't know that part to where he was nervous about it because, to his credit, as young as he is, I thought
in his first competition,
I was like, oh, this kid isn't at least showing nerves.
Right.
He's just in it. Now, I was like, I'm sure he's somewhat nervous or whatever,
Right,
but like
he looked like
he just went in. You said, hey, it's go time. And then he's like, at first, like, wait, are we going? We're going? Okay, cool. And then he just was in.
And boom, just started.
And I would say that about all of them, even, down to Jackson. How old's Jackson? Like,
oh, geez, 6?
6, something like that?
I think he was 6.
And the week before that, he wasn't really skating at all.
Right.
Like he was there, and he was like, we're watching Justin, his dad, and it was like,
and
kind of like
I will say, just
around
from
on it, but just the next week,
Jackson was 8,
trying to ride off the bank, and he almost stuck that little ollie off the bank, man. I would have been geeked if I was.
Dude, and it was crazy. Me and Tony got to hear it. I'm not sure if you were at the desk or still trying to figure stuff out, but before anything started, Jackson was kind of behind us, just to give a little insight, and was nervous. Obviously, he's 6, right? And I just want to say, the speech that Justin gave him, me and Tony were like, I'm hyped. Like, let's go.
I'm about to skate.
Yeah. Like, it was.
That's so great.
Like, as a fellow dad, I was like, that's exactly the speech you want, because he wasn't.
Justin, man.
Yeah, man.
Great
Big
dude.
shout out to Justin.
He wasn't aggressive by any means, but he was also like aggressive.
Assertive.
Yeah, exactly. And he was just like, "Hey, we're doing this. You got this." Like hyping him up. And dude, I'm telling you, it was a 90-second Friday Night Lights speech.
Yeah.
And I was like, give me a board, dude. I just got out of surgery. Give me a board.
Holding the pillow, man.
Yeah.
He's like, I ride an 8.5, man.
Right.
Throw it here.
You're right. But shout out to Justin for that. That
Big
was
shout out.
phenomenal.
It was great, and Jackson did amazing.
Yeah, he did.
He was just
Jackson
rolling and going, and he just didn't care.
Manuals,
Dude, he was just
Jackson
going
did
for
do
it.
a lot better than like I would have preconceived his
Yeah,
ability
right.
to from the week before.
Rolling up and over, rolling to fakie
but
on big rocks.
Big shout out Justin for that, and also for the rest of the competition. I mean, he's throwing it up. He's bringing
that
the
dude,
energy level.
Oh, he's
definitely
was
huge.
Yeah.
He's definitely a hype man. You want
like,
something like
definitely
that.
His shirt went from gray to dark gray.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
appreciate it. I love
It was
it.
almost black.
That's a compliment.
Doug Brown says here, as a judge, I always score on consistency, flow, amount of tricks landed.
And Doug is a vetted judge, man.
Yeah, man. That's why we had to have him.
But again, like what was it Paul, the other judge?
Paul O'Brien, yes.
Yeah. I'm assuming, I think this is a fair assumption, he's never judged a skate competition.
No.
Assuming,
No,
I
he
think
has
that's
not.
a good judge.
And I know Jackie hasn't.
Right.
So to my point earlier, it'd just be interesting to be, Doug's probably aware of how this works.
Yeah.
He's probably judged or at least mentally judged a lot of competitions before. So he's kind of gauging, and we all kind of, as we're watching a skate competition, throw out our scores or whatever.
Your own opinion.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's an 8.3. And then they give it an 8.7. I'm like, okay, but.
And we only went with holes and halves.
Right.
We didn't do halves
holes,
at
right?
the
we didn't
last
even do
minute. We
halves.
just did whole
We didn't
numbers
even do halves.
because we were trying to make it as least confusing. Because I had my oldest son. I'm like, he's up there, just doing the math for us, in his head and stuff, and I didn't want there to be any discrepancy or anything, just because of all the excitement and trying to
Right.
write it down and look and
late,
it was like, what'd you get? What did I write it down right? I didn't want any other pressure to make it weird or anything.
Right.
And how was your mindset in your run? Because as soon as I got up there, like Caleb asked me, he's like, where are you going? I'm like, well, I start here, I go down there, and I kind of try to keep going back and forth if you want to stay with me. And as soon as I stomped the Nardog drop in, I was like, nothing else was there.
Blacked out.
There was what he told me. He's like, I hope I get to see a video of it because I don't remember doing anything. I was like, bro, you were going hard, man.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Is like as soon as I did that, like I was locked in. I'm like, I landed that, do this. Okay, I landed that, do this. And there was on my first run, Vaughn was trying to get a shot of me, and he was right in front of the obstacle I was going at, and I was waiting for him to move. Like I almost took him out because I was staring at the obstacle, and then I'm like, oh, there's Vaughn, and I hopped off. I'm like, you're good, dude, and I ran back and
dude, and me and I think it was Josh Adkins on the side. We were talking about. We were like, dude, and then you like went and then just banged something else, and we were like, dude, he didn't even like that's not obviously what he was gonna do because he was going to hit that, so he just. Went and threw that in, and just it looked like it didn't phase you, man. Like,
it was just so like, and the big thing was is like my wife told me she's like the kids were going nuts for you, and I'm like, I want to see that. Like I hope there's some video because I could hear everybody, but it was it felt so distant.
That is one thing I would add to the next show that we do. Not a big deal or anything, but it would probably help whoever edits the next one too. Is just have a GoPro
It's
in
set
the
up on
corner
the crowd,
and
just the whole
that's
thing.
what I
That's a
think.
good
We would have
idea.
got like a back thing also, so like there's the action cam, someone's following, but if that shot wasn't good or if something was really
It can
dope,
just
you've
go
got
with
the back,
and that's what I was thinking too, because I was like, I hope, because I didn't talk to Vaughn or Caleb about the filming.
Sure.
Right.
So I was like, I hope they filmed every run. Like I hope it was a more or less a continuous hour-long film, more or less.
I don't think it was, but they were trying to get every run at least and the tricks.
And then our video can fill in, and that's fine too. But yeah, I would like a video just up top, like not an aerial view, but a higher view.
But we could have easily had something to have a
it's just
GoPro on it all.
something we didn't think about.
Yeah, exactly. We were just trying
Dude,
to.
and it came up so fast. I feel like it was every Friday we were skating, and then one Friday he was like, I think we're going to have a skate comp. And the next Friday, he was like, okay, so the Skate Mansfield Games of 2023 is happening. And it's like, oh, man, I got to get ready, man.
Right.
I snapped my board the week of the competition. I had a new one, man.
But it's
you
also
clearly
was on, man.
You clearly broke your new one in, though. Like, he got it like 2 days or 3 days before, and he was just like walking around with it. I was like, geez, man, like damage like already. And he's like, preparing.
So I can't shout out enough. Well, there's a couple things here. I just want to scroll back through here because everybody was saying some stuff. Doug says, I've won some comps in the past and great skaters that slammed a lot. I always try to throw out my moves that I have locked down. And that was like, we've talked about it on here before. I think it was an early episode where it was like one of the back to the basics where we discussed like I think it was when they had the Newark competition, and I was talking to him like in these competitions, like I watched the whole thing, and it's one of those things where it's like, these guys, what are you trying? Like, do the things you know you're gonna land. Do the basics, because that's all I did.
Well, it's like when you skate. I mean, like those people who skate Newark every day, they're like, these regular tricks aren't impressive to me. So like, they're in their head, they're like, I gotta impress them.
Right.
Like the skater that's been with them every day. That's who you've got to impress. Because that's how I'm thinking. I'm like, dude, I gotta front board pop shove it out if I want to land this. Like if I'm gonna get this. But honestly, the other people who don't skate every day or they just go to watch other people skate, they want to see you land something.
Yeah.
When you jump up and you roll away on your feet, still, they're kind of like, how?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and the more complicated it gets, the better. But the fact that you're rolling away still is like what most people want to see. So it's like. You really got to take a competition more like a practice run.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got to do like a warm up. That's why I just kept doing my runs so many times.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about that a lot too. When I was saying, I'm like, because you and I, we like tried our runs and we were joking about it. It's like, man, we nailed our runs in practice last week. I'm like, we're gonna eat it this week.
Yeah.
Well, that comes down to, we talked about. I think it was maybe it was the championship, the SLS. Where was it, Suchu? Who was it? It was it was one of the younger skaters.
Oh, Felipe Mota.
Yeah,
was it-
Felipe
yeah.
Moto, to where he didn't understand, and obviously our competition's a very low level
very different,
competition,
yeah.
but he didn't understand or didn't implement anyway, the correct strategy to be able to win. He had the skills to win, but he wasn't making the right decisions as far as the tricks to do. Because didn't he do back-to-back, like, flip trick Smiths or something like that? To where it's like, you did a
too
kick flip
consistent.
Smith and then a heel flip Smith. It's
Right.
like,
It's like
come on,
obviously
man.
you're like one might get a little bit more than the other, but you're
Right.
yeah, and because it was the same thing with
Aesthetics a big deal, to your point.
You can't
Right.
keep doing the same trick.
Right.
You just have to do tricks that you know that are good. And something that is crazy with skaters who like skate big contests all the time, like Yuto Horigame, who won Tampa Pro just recently, right?
it was dope.
His run from like a
Yep.
year before, I went back and watched it, and it was like almost the exact same run that he won this year, but he didn't land it.
Yeah,
He didn't land it. It was like I went back and I was like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
so he didn't win last
Yeah.
year so he's just had been having this same line. Like these are the
Right.
tricks. He 360s over the bump to bar, he 360 to the lip slide on the. He does extra spins all the time. But I went back and I watched that run from the year prior, and I was like, dude, he was doing
That's
like the same.
interesting.
that is
he
very
was-
interesting.
He was
Yeah.
this year he landed the run that he was waiting on. Like last year he tried to get that same run almost.
You know
and
what,
He didn't
then-
stick it, and he didn't. I don't think he won last year. I mean, I don't.
No, he didn't. No,
Right, but
last
this
year it was
he
Jimmy
like
Foy.
stuck it, and it was like
Yeah.
it was crazy to see that. Like he was obviously going for that.
Yeah.
He came back for it from last year. Like I'm gonna land these.
But I wonder if that was too much pressure. Like,
Maybe.
thinking about that for the whole time, trying to land that same run or close to it,
or
and then
was it
coming
really
in.
familiar for him? Because like he won, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
he won.
Yeah,
So I mean,
but
he is so consistent now. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
It's bonkers. But I mean,
Who's-
and then you got a goofball like me who just like all I wanted to see him like give Andy Anderson another run. I
Yeah,
hyped so much him doing
Yeah.
that airwalk to the the Kona thing that they have there, and doing the nada spin and the bump to bar
Yeah,
where
the
he just
spin
did the
on the-
50-50 on the bump to bar and then 50-50 down the bump
Right.
to bar.
Yeah, he like down the,
Yeah, it was so
So,
bonkers. Oh, no,
I-
he
And the
board
nada
slid
spin
it. He
on
board
the-
slid it.
I
Yeah.
think
on
this
the
would be an interesting
fire hydrant.
conversation to have just real quick. Who do you think's more consistent out of these three? Nyjah, Yuto, or Gustavo?
Are we talking like in competition or like?
consistent skating, just period.
I mean, I would say in a single competition.
In a single
Because if you
competition.
go over time, you got to give it to
Nyjah,
Nyjah.
'cause
Just
Yeah,
how
because
long
he's got more
won
Ws.
So
Yeah.
many.
But I'm
And I haven't
saying
seen.
in any individual competition, in any individual
Well,
setting.
Felipe
You gotta look
Gustavo
at it.
though.
You got to look at it as this too. Like you have good and bad skate days.
That's true.
Yeah,
These
for
pro
sure.
skaters have good and bad skate.
But again,
days.
overall-
right now, Gustavo Ribeiro is hot. I mean, he landed like
He's-
all three of
yeah.
his best tricks like first try.
Yeah.
I mean, what was
Right.
it like
And
overcrook
stepped it
nollie
up
flip
each
out.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
Tray
it-
flip lip, tray
Yeah.
flip nose blunt, and then overcrook nollie flip out.
Yeah.
And like
that nobody could see.
Thank you, security.
I'm still upset
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that. Even the commentators were
Yeah.
like,
they got some different angles,
Yeah.
like I'm
Afterwards,
three-fourths down,
yeah.
afterwards.
but you
the-
just
the
hear
main
the
angle-
crowd.
it was his face, bro. He was so like.
Yeah, you hear the crowd, and then you see him skate by with his hands up, and you're like, oh no, what happened?
I am still a little salty.
I'm
about
very
that.
salty. I brought it up on the other show like 2 weeks ago. I'm still
Somebody
salty.
fix it, man.
Caleb Wilson says Yuto is, and
Yeah.
He's-
you could make an argument for each one, but I'm going to say right now in this world is Yuto.
yeah.
I was, I don't think there's necessarily a right answer. I would
Right.
say potentially, what I would say is Yuto on the streets is probably the most consistent, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and well, because if you look at Nyjah's stuff is usually bigger,
It's big, it's massive.
way
I was gonna say,
bigger.
even though
He's
I'd
hitting
like to
rails that
say-
nobody else wants
Going
to touch.
up and
Up and over.
what's a tabletop rail that's,
Yeah.
20 steps, and
Yeah.
he went up it
Yep.
and down.
Flip tricks. I don't know.
What
Flip
if-
tricks would be
Did you see
Felipe?
that?
Yeah,
Did you
I'm
see
with
that like that game of skate on the different obstacles that the Barracks was doing?
That was so
like the
great.
Gustavo brothers.
The Ribera,
versus
yeah,
Felipe.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Felipe Gustavo.
Yeah.
Gustavo Ribeiro is so nuts
But he
with
was
those flip tricks
crazy.
onto the rail.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
because that's where they came
that's
back.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
fact that he can just stick those like that, like that's
But then,
fine skating,
dude,
man, that's crazy.
But then Carlos, like him on that manual pad at the end, he just smoked all of them.
Right.
He is so consistent on a manual
Right.
pad. It's
Yeah.
bonkers.
Yeah.
It doesn't come through on SLS, but that man is unbelievable.
So in their prime, okay, who's
In
better?
their prime, Nigel.
Who's better? Well, this is different.
Oh,
Who's
different
better? Flip in, flip out. Gustavo or Tori Pudwell? In the
Gustavo's faster.
Right.
Tori holds longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tori holds
Okay.
the longer rounds. Did you
Tori's
see
got the
that-
style.
Did you
and
see that
speed.
tail slide? Did you
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
his Bigger Bang video?
Oh, of
man?
course.
We talked
We
about
had
it. I
a
don't know how many
30-minute
times.
conversation about
Okay,
it.
okay.
Just
It's part
about
of the
that.
year. It's part of the year.
His parts
So
also,
good.
like in Pretty Sweet and everything, he has the best music and the best part. Hands
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love Tori.
Yeah. Big.
Flip tricks, Gustavo.
But his
It's hard to argue, man.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Hard.
you could make a case for either, but yeah, it's for me. It comes down to Gustavo will flip in, flip out so fast,
Yeah,
and it'll be so perfect.
right.
Tori
Yeah.
will lock into something, like flip into something, hold it forever.
or just do
35
something
feet.
ridiculously tall. Like
Yes.
the top is
Yeah.
so high.
Those weird
Yeah.
ledges that he comes out of that are like
Yeah.
2 stories high.
Yeah,
Like as you see the really tall backsmith he got just like on that like 5-foot high ledge.
Hmm. Yeah, that was in
That
the
was nuts.
Pretty Sweet part.
Yeah.
I
that was
I
nuts.
would also say, because Shane O'Neal's been one of my
was
favorite
gonna bring him
skaters
up.
for a
Yep.
long time, and it's because of how technical he skates. I just
Yes.
love that. The flip in, the flip out, the all this. I think Gustavo's catching him. Maybe not with
Oh.
the manual ability,
I
because
think
Shane,
Gustavo's also really young
yeah,
and he's got a couple years.
and he's
to
gaining
stay.
so
Like,
much
if he
confidence.
stays,
But
if
he was supposed to
stays,
have surgery. Did it get done? Is he going to be ready for this year? Because
I don't know. He's on the list. He's on the
yes,
list.
and if we go back to what the new format is that it's awesome because they set it up as like everybody has to duke it out, and then the winner of that has to take on Gustavo.
Really? They're doing like from the
Yeah.
European of last year.
Yeah,
That's
You-
pretty awesome.
Gotcha.
the final round you have to take on Gustavo,
That's
That's
which is
cool.
just awesome.
That's
That's
And it's a
pretty cool.
1-day event. It's not 2 days now.
yeah.
It's
so
all
like,
on that
so
Saturday.
how do you think Nigel feels? Like he's won how many contests?
Quite a few.
And now they're just gonna switch up the rules. Like, okay, you have to battle the last year's champ.
Yeah,
It's
but
like, oh, dude, I've been the champ
ridiculous.
so many times,
I know,
and I
man.
don't get to hold that position because now
You're
if
coming for the
Gustavo-
king, you got to come
now,
correct,
now,
man.
Now whoever wins
Well, they
the
keep
entire,
changing the
they
format.
they changed like if he wins the entire SLS contest, but then loses to Gustavo, Gustavo stays the champ.
Kind of.
I mean,
but
So,
I
like-
because they call it the knockout round. So there's a knockout round which is 4 hours long, and it's basically like it's a tiered thing, if I remember correctly. So it's tiered, and then there's like a final round, and like Gustavo's like
nah,
There
Caleb.
you go.
Sorry, Nigel's skating right now. Nigel's,
no, he's skating. He's,
Yeah.
he's fine. He, like,
yeah, Nigel's been doing some
it
stuff
was like
lately.
4 weeks ago where they filmed his first kickflip and heel
Really?
flip in
He
that
just-
CVS parking lot.
he
I thought
just-
it was like a couple. I don't think it was a whole month ago, but I just seen.
He
something. It
just
was like,
posted-
first kickflip after the surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just posted yesterday with his board saying, "I'm back. This is.
Mhm.
I feel great. This
Well,
is
he's had
awesome."
some videos on his Instagram of
Yeah.
him at his
Yeah.
park.
Yeah,
He might
So-
not be all the
Yeah.
way back to 100 though.
I mean, but 80% Nigel
Yeah, I was
is
gonna
the
say,
top
yeah.
5 skater at
Yeah.
least
Oh yeah.
in competition.
And
anyway,
one
with
thing that I was
mindset.
gonna say while we were talking about Felipe Gustavo and Tori Pudwell are two of my favorite skaters, but like
Yeah.
they kind of disappoint me in the contests.
That's how I feel about Shane because he
Like,
tries
like,
to
dude,
go
they're
for.
really good, but it's like you're going for something too big. or
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
trying to-
Oh, yeah,
because,
we're
like,
talking-
You watch all their Instagram clips and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like they're crazy.
You
That's
mean
what-
Shane O'Neill in the Olympics
and
with
the
a switch
parts-
tray that he missed
I didn't even
all
watch
5 times?
Yeah, and then he'll go for like the the varial double flip or whatever,
Oh yeah.
which he gets 90% of the time,
Mhm.
probably more than that. But in a comp, he just can't, and it's so upsetting.
Yeah,
Mickey
Mickey
Papa.
Papa, same thing. It's just like that dude is a monster, but when it comes in the comp, like I think there was one stop where he got to the not the super crown, but he got to the final.
Can I ask too, someone similar in that same thing, like, and I love him on commentary, but why isn't Sean Malto skating anymore?
Oh, he had bad
Is he just,
injury,
like really
What-
bad injury.
Is that what it
and
was?
he just hasn't really come back. He did just film that video for, was it soccer,
I have no idea.
football? He did that insane handrail.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, hold on.
Huh.
I keep forgetting it's a video podcast.
And I love him on the
Keep forgetting
commentary
it's
and
a
stuff.
video
He brings a cool
he
vibe.
needs
Yeah,
to be on that
yeah, for
commentary.
sure.
I
Has
like
to
that
be.
he's on there. But
But yeah, I was like,
you wonder if he's just like good enough to skate and doesn't want to get hurt again. He's had so many.
Yeah.
nasty
Yeah, he's had
injuries,
some
man.
bad injuries. Give me a second. Where is it? Oh, sorry. It was on. I think it was on the barracks page.
And I love almost more than the street league. I love the battle at the barracks. Man.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I prefer Street League.
I
but
mean, yeah, me
that's-
too. But like really watching them go
Yeah.
back and forth.
I love.
there.
I do love battle.
Ninja versus P Rod.
Yeah, I mean, there's
That was
there's
so
definitely
good,
some
man.
fire ones, and I do love it because I appreciate flat ground because I do love street skating and mainly love flip tricks. So
Yeah.
I love it, but the thing
It's not here.
that I not that I have a problem. That's not the right way to say it. But the thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is that there's only 50 tricks you can do or whatever it is.
You should watch. Did you watch that Johnny Geiger?
Well, that's different. Yeah,
Johnny
I was
Geiger,
gonna
dude.
say
Johnny
there's
Geiger and what's his name? Jamie. Hoffman or
Jamie
something? Hoffman or
Griffin.
Jamie Griffin.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what they have. Yeah.
Now
That
that's
almost gets
different.
so insane to
Yeah.
watch though.
They're
Can't
doing
find it.
crazy stuff.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't remember. I thought it was on the barracks, but it
We'll
wasn't.
post it in the chat later
Sure.
or in the group later.
I
or
watched that
something.
recently, and it was like
That's different. That's
they're
a whole nother
back-to-back
level.
tricks. The fact that they're like the late flips they can do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just like, oh, okay, let me do that first try.
Right,
And
right.
not get a letter on that.
And there was one
Okay.
specifically where one of them, I don't remember, was like, I've never even tried that before,
Yeah.
and then did it first
yeah,
try.
and, like I think it was Jamie was trying. He kept trying something like 3 or 4 times, and he
Right.
finally got it. And then Johnny Geiger was just like first try.
Right. He's like, I've never done it before, but here we
Yeah,
go.
They're both crazy, dude.
Yeah,
So-
that's a little different. But I'm just saying the general battle at the barracks, a
It
lot
is
of them
really
are
basic, but
very
That's
similar.
one of the reasons that I like it because I'm like, who is the best?
Sure,
Who
I
can do it?
totally
Who can
get
front
that.
side
Yeah.
flip, backside flip, switch, regular nollie, and fakie.
I just love also, I think, which I know we all agree with this too, but I think creativity is a massive part of skating, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And when you're just limiting it
To flat
limiting
ground,
it to
it's not
flat
as fun to
ground,
watch.
and you're not,
No,
Jamie
no
Griffin.
complies. No, none of that. You know.
Yeah.
No Sean Malto stuff.
yeah, yeah, no Mike V stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
My
just
favorite was
Doug
when he
Brown
did that
stuff,
and then
yeah.
grabbed the
Right, right.
rules. He's like, "Show me where it says I can't do that."
right, right,
He's
right,
just
right.
like, "Oh, I guess he could do that."
Right. But yeah, so like to me, that's why I like Street League a little more, and I
And I
really
like how they come
the,
out with a different course every year, dude.
the courses
Every-
are fire.
Did you see
Yeah,
the April
fun
Fool's
to
joke? Or
Yeah, the little-
course, it was just a flat bar.
Yeah,
I thought that was awesome. There's one I want to get to a couple more things. We don't have a lot of time left, so we're gonna jump over to this. There's the Sandusky, Ohio skate park. They put out the concept for it, and I want to show you guys a little bit of this, just so you can see. I'm gonna go through it pretty quick, just so we can look at it. So here's the overview of it. So up here, this is the beginners area. There's a small area for beginners. You can go and watch this video. We'll link it in the episode so you can actually watch the whole thing. There's 3 spots that you can come into the park, and there's like they're gonna have like
Awning.
shade and awnings. But there's a pump track over here.
Love that.
nice.
Okay, there's a bowl.
I've never ridden a pump track.
Oh, I love them.
I went.
I can get cooking in them.
There's never been one around when I was
I went to
skating.
Newark and
really.
I skated that one.
The one in Sandusky is
wet,
fun.
so I had to, like,
You got to
go
have
around
big,
it.
big, thick boy wheels though, because it's
Right.
asphalt. There's one in Norwalk too.
I'm
That's
really
good.
bad at pumping, so I need to learn how to do it.
Oh, I love it. But they have a big bowl
That's
here,
street skating.
and then it goes into a park, and there's a BMX jump, but it's all dug into the ground, so it's level with the park, but you can go in and jump over. I think they got a better picture of it here. Hold on.
Is that not skatable?
Yeah, it can be skatable. You can.
Well,
yeah, I
if
used to
it's
skate
dirt,
bike parks all the
Didn't
time.
you say it was just dirt?
Did you
No,
say
no,
dirt?
it's just it's a.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
wanted to go.
okay.
Uh,
Because they've got the taller wall on that side of the bowl.
yeah,
Right.
It comes up, so it's a ramp
Okay,
in.
here. All right, here we go. We got better pictures. Okay, what are you doing?
Gotta hit play, bro.
I don't want to play it though. Anyway, so
Well, that's
He's-
terrible.
I don't know what he's bouncing around for. Okay, anyway, so pump tracks there.
You should definitely mute him too.
I did.
Dude, it's a little
here it is. So here-
sailboat to skate.
I like
man.
that.
This is
I
part
like
of the
that.
quarter, but you can jump the quarter, go into the BMX part where you can jump the box here.
I wonder.
And then this is all grindable. This
Yeah.
is all.
I wonder
like
how
showpieces.
functional that would
You can
be
go out
as
each
a
way.
mini ramp
And-
in the middle there.
I'm not sure.
Not where his pencil is, but
But you're
that
talking
original
about
first
the,
drawing.
like, here.
It looks
Yeah.
like there's only coping on one side.
Right, and that's like a little rollover. Maybe.
Yeah, and then the main skate
Either
part of
way.
it, like there's quarter
Mini
pipe
ramps
here and
are
here,
the best.
rolls into here with ledges and everything, quarters at the end. But this is the beginner.
Oh, these are quarters right here.
yeah,
or are
these are
kickers?
quarters. These are
Okay.
quarters, or banks. They might be banks.
Yeah.
I can't remember. One might be
But
a
it's a
quarter, one
quarter
might be a
on the
bank.
other side for
But
sure.
either way, so there's lots to
And then
this.
there's
I'm
are those
so pumped.
those mani pads or just seats?
These are ledges.
under
They
the-
probably
right
can be
there.
both. I'm sure they're going to
Yeah.
be used as both. But back here is a beginner's area.
That's pretty
So it's
cool.
got a little pyramid, it's got
That
a little
little-
quarter pipe and a bank, but it all flows. So you can like ramp up into this and go over and do everything.
I want to see that top quarter right there.
This one?
Yep. To the left though, I want to see Doug Brown do
to
some
the
nice
blue
foot
thing.
plant.
Oh,
off
dude, let's
that.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's cool.
Dude, when they
though,
open
man.
it up,
It's
we
gonna
should, like,
happen this
go there
year.
when they cut the
It's-
ribbon.
I'm
It's
I'm
going to be.
yeah,
should
we
all be up
definitely
there.
should. We
Yeah.
definitely should. I'm assuming you guys already talked about Orville too.
We didn't
We
talk
didn't
a lot
get
about it.
to
We just
it
know it's
yet, man.
happening.
I just seen the picture of Doug.
Yeah,
Brown
they just
standing
broke
in front
ground
of the-
today.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're
Yeah.
literally.
That's
literally
awesome. I
tearing
didn't
it
see
up.
any of that today.
I
He's like
saw
holding
you-
the skateboard up like
Yeah.
on the grass still. That
Today they
picture
started
is gonna
digging
be
at
awesome
Orville,
to look
Doug
back
says.
at,
Yeah.
like, a year from now when it's all cement.
I saw you commented, so I figured I was like, oh, they probably already brought it up. But
Yeah, sorry, we
Yeah,
didn't.
I was
no, it's
going
cool.
to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm pumped for Sandusky just because I used to skate there a lot when I was younger, and it's really close to my parents.
Are they gonna tear down what they have now?
Yes, it's all going up because this is all going right in that area. So the pump track that's there now is going away, the skate park's going away, and then this is coming. in.
So what mayor do I have to vote for to get the skate park?
Mayor Doug Brown.
I've
Which one?
I've reached out
which
to
one
them,
Is it?
so we're
'Cause
kind
I've
of
seen a commercial with Jody Price, and she was
Jody
like,
Perry, and
Is that
it's
what it is,
Stephanie
Jody Perry?
Price. Stephanie Price, yeah.
I don't
That
know.
was Jody.
No,
I'm
not
the
Stephanie
last
Price, not
person
Price.
that
I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Anyway,
I avoid
Anyway, the Jody
politics
one,
at all
whatever,
costs.
whatever
Jody
her name was.
Perry,
I heard her come on, and
I
she was like,
kinda-
and I'm all for redoing and
Yeah.
rebuilding the parks.
So-
and I was like,
if we're gonna get in,
What do you
That's
mean?
yeah, I was like, that's who I'm gonna vote for if no one else says anything.
personally,
Right.
You know, like,
I'm probably voting for Jody, but I'm going to put out something from Skate Mansfield to them to be like, hey, there's a
Right.
local. I don't have my 501c3 yet, so once we are a nonprofit, I can like kind of talk
Yeah.
to them and be like, come on to this podcast with this nonprofit organization
Well,
and
that
talk about this or
that would
whatever.
be good.
Anyway,
That would be awesome. And then we could, obviously, if we were a nonprofit at the time and have the full video edit of the competition, be like, this is what we put together. We're trying
Yep.
to, expand this into Mansfield or whatever.
yeah, and I
Like,
think whoever's running for mayor of the city has to answer me too, because like I'm going to vote for one of you guys.
yeah, I know.
Right.
And so
I'm
I
like,
think
we've got a whole bunch of people. Okay, if I make a petition, if we get like 1,000 signatures, does that give us more leverage? Does that
from
do
what I've heard
anything?
from the people who are on those boards, they say that those petitions generally don't do a lot. Because I asked about Lexington, and I'm
Yeah.
like, would it help? Because I'll get my crew out here, and we will get 1,000 signatures if we need it
Easy.
in one day,
Yeah.
and we will bring that to you. And they're like,
The next
that
day.
doesn't carry as much weight as you
Right.
think.
but
How about
10,000
2,000?
would.
Yeah, 10,000
You
would.
know, like I'm going every door.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know, but I'm going to be. I'm sending emails. I was trying to craft the email, but and last week I was just too busy. But I want to send an email to all the people who are running for mayor and be like,
Right.
answer this question,
Right.
like talk to us,
Yeah, and
or
then
come on the
they'll be like,
podcast.
and we've
and
got
talk to
we've
us.
got a
Right.
group of
Give us a statement to read.
491 people on the Facebook group.
Right.
Mhm.
And we have, and you can, even if they're not all active, be like, I have a group of 500 people that are going to lean the way that we say. So,
Yep.
You know, like we're all for the parks. If Skate Mansfield gets that information from one of those people,
Yeah.
gives it to you can leverage that as like, we got 500 people who are
Yeah.
probably going to listen to that.
Yeah.
So
So
at least turn an ear to it when you're
right, exactly. So
Right.
I'm going to try to get some more information on that to see if we can find out if at least one of them answers us, then we know who we're voting for.
Right. Yeah. You just opened an email from something that was labeled Skate Mansfield.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we'll see what happens there. So before we get out of here, I definitely want to show Adam. I was telling Rocky, I think I found the ones.
I forget about this every week.
I think I
dude.
found the ones that are gonna be the ones that might get a 10.
That
or at
I
least
can
make
already
you walk
tell. I
off.
don't like it, dude.
Shh. It's okay.
I don't
ruin
like
things.
it.
Let me figure
I
out
have
what's
seen the one below in the middle section.
It's gonna be okay, I swear.
So with by the way, before you start this,
Yep.
the second row right there, that one,
yeah.
I scrolled by and saw it, and I just kept scrolling because I was like I didn't see the slam, but I was like, this is not ending well. So I did a very extended blink, and I just kept
Extended
scrolling.
blink.
Yep.
That's not even the one
Slam's
I'm
getting
talking
me.
about. I
I know,
I
but
got
I'm-
some bad ones
I'm
for
saying
you.
I've
Confidence
seen
away from me, man.
some of that.
So, here we go.
Strap yourselves in. Here come the fails.
I mean, that's a 6'5".
Don't look away.
Oh man, that's a 9 club, bro.
All right.
I love the drop. It's gonna be so hard to make a video. for
Sorry.
that.
The first one I'm going to show you, this one might break you in half. I'm going to make
Looks
us
like it
bigger
breaks
here.
dude's cheekbone in half too.
Make us a little bigger. I just got to reposition things here.
Because I know
Sorry.
that head's not staying off the pavement. I can already
Here we
tell.
go. Let's try this one first.
Yeah,
There's
come on.
these two.
And there's a
probably the
massive
worst.
hill behind him.
Yeah, here he goes.
Man, and I have to watch.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
do.
Problem.
He's getting a little bit of wobbles. You think
Yeah.
you're going to recover,
Oh!
and then he doesn't.
Dude,
And-
he turned and took a bite out of that
Ugh.
asphalt. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be.
It was
worse
after
than
his
that,
shoulders.
But
It was that.
Watching the hair.
yeah,
Oof.
man.
Standing up after that. You know he wanted to stay on the ground.
Yeah, he
The
just
ground,
had
the
to get
ground
up.
had his way with
Yeah.
him and was like, get back up.
Boom, and he's just
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
he
get
rolls
outta
to his
here,
knee and
man.
he's like, I guess I'll stand up.
Yeah.
Look at those,
man.
dude. He's just all beat up. It's just black.
The way
he's
the
scorpions
neck cocked
too.
back, yeah.
I don't know if he broke anything though, which is.
I think
insane.
He may have fractured his cheekbone, man.
But look at the
Karanga.
picture. Look at the picture. It's just.
But-
I mean, he's banged up, but there's.
Yeah,
I
guess
don't
you're
know.
right. All right,
But
What do you-
that's a 9 club. That's a 9 club.
oh,
Hall of
let's
Fame.
go. Got another
That's
9.
I'm gonna say a 9-2.
9.2, which I think is the most we've got. The one that's in the drop, I think you gave a 9.2 as well.
Okay, yeah,
All right.
that's up there.
All right, here's
They could be worse.
here.
they
Well,
could be
we're
worse.
gonna
But-
find out.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
man.
This is not what I expected. Oh,
Hold on, I gotta get some sound.
the
He just
He
catches.
clipped. Yep.
Oh,
Banana.
I will say the bounce.
oh, look at
Yeah.
that's because I thought that picture at the end would be the
Yeah.
PTSD that would put you over the top.
Yeah, the road rat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Now
That's-
that happened to me when I was wearing.
What was he
shorts.
holding? A banana?
Yeah.
Look at that, dude.
Uh,
Oh, that's the dude. That elbow
mean,
one
that's-
needed
Yeah, his
stitches.
elbows.
That's
That
up
elbow
there.
one needed stitches.
I would say that's slightly less than the last one.
It was just.
We have video images of his hip damage. We don't of the last guy.
Yeah.
I think it would be equal or similar.
Okay.
But that's still I'd give that a 9.
Okay.
That's still a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
still up
so
there.
I was on the right track with these then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. How well you didn't
The
watch
one
the whole thing?
No,
You
the
gotta
one I
watch
didn't
this.
finish.
You gotta watch this one.
Yeah,
Oh.
I knew.
It's just that's 2 stories and his head whipping back.
Oh,
That might be the worst one.
dude, that probably made your stomach
dude.
sick.
Like he didn't get to slow himself down
His
at
spleen
all.
just hit his ribs and
He
his
puts
spine
his-
and his
Yeah.
ribs again.
Look, he puts the legs completely out. He's not. You have to suck in when you're up there
Yeah.
to absorb the wall. Oh,
Yeah.
He just didn't
Probably
commit.
never dropped in on vert before.
shoot.
He
It's
didn't
something that I
commit
heard.
as fully to the drop in as you need to, especially with that. Because
It was just
the-
all in his feet. He thought he could sit back and ride.
the
it, you know.
problem with that, the problem with the vertical
Yeah.
for that long is physics wise, that first 6 feet, that is a fall. You're not riding that. You are
Yeah.
falling.
Yeah.
And your
and-
wheels are like,
Yeah, and you might even be touching, but you're still just falling.
Falling.
And you
you're
hope that
completely
you
horizontal.
at the right angle.
Yeah, hope that you can catch it at the
Yeah.
bottom. That's the risk
But again,
of that stuff.
100%. Like I've dropped in on vert walls before, and
Yeah.
you just you get your chin to your knees and you
Yeah.
roll in so that you can start pushing out.
And you just
So you can stand
kind of
up into
stay
it.
there
Yeah.
before, because it's
So then
not
you
like
stand up.
stomping like when you
You
drop
don't.
in on a quarter.
No.
You stay
you
with
do
your
not want to
knees
stomp.
Yeah.
until your time to stand up. That's
Yep.
why, because I was watching the Braille guys drop in on that mega ramp.
Yeah, that guy was crazy. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do
I'm gonna say
I
that's
gotta
a,
learn. Can you knee slide? I want to learn
Yeah.
how to knee slide, and then I
It's-
feel like I can do it.
that. I'd have to get it back. It's been years, but yes, I can.
I'm gonna say that's a 9-4.
The,
That's a
the one,
9-4.
the unsuspected one. I didn't
That's
think he
a-
would give that one as
Dude,
much.
that one
That's-
was nasty.
That's, I mean, what we're talking 15 to flat on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wanted to know like what
If
that
he was
hospital trip
okay.
was like.
Yeah, that's for sure fractures.
Yeah.
The other guys
There's
are
a
like,
lot of 'em.
Scraped.
you got scraped. You definitely got bruised up.
Mm.
There might be a little bit. That's a shattered orbital.
Oof.
That's a shattered forehead.
Blech.
Like,
Crazy stuff.
yeah, that's up there.
Caleb said that one's worse for sure.
Dude, that's standing at the high dive and
Yeah.
belly flopping into an empty pool.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. It's
That's
It's-
up
ugh.
there, dude.
Man, that makes me wait.
I'm gonna say a 9.5. I'm raising it.
9.5, dude. We found it.
Yeah.
We found
That
it.
guy did
I'm
that.
so happy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the pool has water. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
I don't know. I got so many more, but I at least got to show you this one because I have questions.
Okay.
So let's
A
see
million
this.
questions.
Is that a million likes or views?
Ooh.
Ooh.
What's going on here?
I think
He's boneless in, and he
Oh.
bailed to be safe.
I think
Yeah.
he's
Had the nose,
He-
and he didn't want to ride it out because he didn't want to fall.
yeah, he was going nose heavy.
Like,
I think he's a
how-
little more safe at the end than you think. I think it still hurt, but I don't think.
His feet don't touch the ground. That's all.
Wait, do they
Oh,
not?
That's all
Oh, it look-
pelvis.
Okay,
His
hold
feet
on.
don't touch the ground.
Yeah, they're flat, dude. They're flat on the ground. It hurt and it sucked, and he whiplashed forward, but he's standing there.
Yeah, I think he's standing.
Oh
If
man.
if his knees were bent or anything, then yeah, that's a different story. And that is bad.
Bro
That
got
is
railed.
bad. The pole after pregnant. I like it.
Oh man, comments are
After.
man, they're funny.
Yeah, I mean that hurt for sure, but it could have
Dude,
been
why my boy didn't move after? You know why? It's because he was checking his gonads, man.
Yeah.
right,
He was like, you can see his dreads look down a little bit afterwards. He was like, is they good, man?
right,
He's
right.
like,
Are
I'm
you guys
completely.
okay?
He's probably so much adrenaline, he wasn't hurt yet.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be in pain, I'm about to be in so much.
Yeah,
It's you know, let's end on a happy note for everybody.
I
Let's
like
see.
that. I like that.
We'll have okay. So that Rocky's gonna get this one. This here is I want to work my way up, and this is what I want to do on a spine, 100%.
Oh, that's
Look at
beautiful.
Blunt,
Nollie
nose
blunt.
Nollie pop,
nollie
nollie
blunt.
pop to
Nollie blunt to nose blunt
Yep.
to
180.
front side out.
Yep.
Was
Front
that
side
front
180
side?
out.
blunt.
Switch front side 180 out.
Yeah, nollie front
No.
side out.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
That's
It
a
would be
nollie
nollie.
backside.
Yeah.
Nollie.
No, that's front side. You turn in the other way. That's front side.
If it's
That would be front
You're
When it's
doing
side.
nollie, they
chest
switch.
out, baby.
Yeah,
It's
chest
front
it's a
side.
nollie, they switch. That's what I thought too. But when it's nollie,
I don't think that's right.
because
Either way.
Either way.
a fakie front side is turning the same way that a regular front side would. So a nollie front side is turned the actually opposite way because you're going towards. I was just watching.
I'm not buying that.
Yep, we're gonna have to, dude. If we had more time, man.
Deep dives.
All I know is Overcrooks exist. And,
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yes, they
so
do.
mad at this steezy nose grind. It's an Overcrook.
Yeah.
It's an
on
Overcrook.
on a rail.
Yeah.
On a rail, it's. I was just watching John Hill talk about this. It's really hard to get a nose grind that looks like a
Sure.
nose grind on a circle rail.
Sure, absolutely.
So if you're gonna do something and you really want it to look like a nose grind and not an overcrook, do it on a ledge.
right.
Do a
Yeah,
different
because-
trick on a rail. Because if you're gonna do that trick on a circle rail, I'm gonna be like overcrook.
Yeah,
I'm never
or-
gonna be like nose grind.
Or
Yeah.
you have to come at it basically straight on and go right over the top in nose grind. That's a nose
That way,
grind.
yeah, that way I can't tell. But if you came from the left and your
and
truck
what-
is now sitting on the right,
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
looks
an
like a nose
overcrook.
grind. And if it's not over parallel with the, then it's just
Yeah.
a crook.
Yeah.
I think they call it an overcrook in session too.
They call it an overcrook in everything, dude.
Yeah.
In everything.
But like,
except
can't.
competition.
So then you can't nose grind a circle rail. Except I bet
if you
someone
go
could.
if you
I
go
bet
head
someone
on, you
could.
can. There's a way to do it.
I bet you could balance it and not slide it. The thing is, people want to do it for 6 feet and pinch it. I bet.
Yeah,
could
if you don't
balance it.
pinch, you can go head on and go.
But
Yeah.
but I bet it's like incredibly.
But the other
know,
the other issue, which is shout out Caleb because he was just doing nose grinds too.
yeah, dude, I watched.
True.
The hard part about the nose grind is the nollie out
Yep.
because you got to clear your whole board on
And
the
you
way
have
out.
to be going fast enough to
Yeah.
do that because you don't really want to do a whole nollie.
So
And
so
the
that's
worst is like trying to go. You know you got to go faster, and then your foot's too far forward, and then you go. "Bleh."
well that's the other thing. So
I hate that.
to do a perfect nose grind on a round rail, you essentially have to go head on with it. You have to go straight on and not pinch and pop out to clear the rail.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not gonna. It's not gonna.
That's
happen on
so
a
much
circle.
harder than going from the left side,
Yeah.
pinching a little bit, being crooked, but then
And
having
happen
that
out still
Just
because your
roll out.
truck can land over
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
instead of having to clear over the
exactly.
Mhm.
So
And
It's an
I'm
overcrook.
I'm picturing the truck on the circle rail, and I'm like, there's no way it's like gonna be balanced there.
Right.
you
This
know?
isn't real. This isn't
Right.
real life.
right, and that's fine. I'm sorry if physics get in
then
the
you
way
can't
of your
then
nose
you
grind.
can't
Yeah.
You're doing an overcrook.
Yeah.
At least that's how I
with
felt, man.
For the last 30 years, it's been an overcrook. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
So they're not calling it that though.
Straight
Yeah.
on top is
Yeah.
nose,
yeah,
right?
but,
the
look
round rail.
Look up the round rail nose grind. It's like a
the
huge
round rail's
controversy.
the difference. If it's a ledge, if it's a flat bar, you can do nose grinds all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If it's a round rail, it's an overcrook, most likely.
yeah.
And I'm sorry that physics are not on your side to
Right.
give you that title. It's an
Mhm.
overcrook.
Right.
And it's
because if
been
you-
an overcrook
and
since,
and
like,
if
the
you
80s.
And if you can't do it without pinching it, then that just means it's
Yeah.
an overcrook.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
It doesn't mean you can do that trick still. It's
Right.
Overcrooks I think are better anyway. So
I like
That's what I
overcrooks.
thought.
I
Yeah,
love
overcrooks are
overcrooks.
dope.
But
I think
I've
front side crooks look awesome.
developed
Backwards.
Yeah.
I've developed an anxiety about calling things overcrooks.
Nah, don't.
And I'm like, they're overcrooked.
Safe place.
I've
This is a safe
developed
space.
Yeah, you're okay.
No. I'm
You're
getting
okay.
worked up.
Calm down.
So shout outs, Rocky. Thanks for being
What
here,
is
dude.
that? What
Can
is
you-
this?
Thanks for having me.
Feel like nose grinds have
To
to
be
BOBJ?
parallel.
I think
I don't
something
know.
messed up in the
something.
chat.
Yeah, something did.
Yeah, nose grinds have to be parallel
Yeah.
for sure. On a flat bar, on a ledge, you have a little more leeway.
hmm
On a round rail, physics.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Right.
So, Rocky, give out your credentials one more again for us.
One
so
more
we know.
again.
One more again. It's Rocky Tracy on YouTube, Facebook, all platforms for my music. And I have an Instagram that I'm going to start up soon. It is not there yet. Cashboy Mafia 1517 on YouTube. Cashboy Mafia on Facebook. And I'm
Go
join-
follow the
Yeah,
man.
join
Yes.
the Skate Mansfield group if you're not watching this on Skate Mansfield.
Yeah,
all over.
he
that too.
he posts a lot too, just
Yeah.
on Facebook and in the group and
I'm
all that.
trying to
so
bug you guys. Trying to bug you guys.
bug me all you want.
You're
dude.
fine, man. We love it.
Yeah,
so,
so thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for coming.
No, we're
Sorry
happy to
I
have
was
you.
late, man.
Oh, dude,
don't
it's
worry
good,
about it,
man.
dude.
You were
Out
being
there doing
a
good things.
person, man.
Yeah.
I was
We were talking
trying.
about you being a good example.
I was trying. I've been a bad person all day, so,
So I had to make up for it.
yeah, a little bit.
you're all
Right on.
good.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I guess that just leaves one thing left to do.
Go skate.
Do it.
Go skate.
Go. Go skate.
See ya.